Gave me a cannot broadcast error. I wonder why. It was giving me a forbidden. It's like, am I not allowed to stream Final Fantasy 14 anymore? Lame. Like, am I not allowed to? Alright, there we go. Hello everyone, Bubble Ninja 720 here, bringing you part 153 of my live stream playthrough for Final Fantasy 14. Alright, so we hit level 90, which means we could do the last portion of that side story. So we could do the blasphemy. And also... oh, yeah, I could probably get that last ring. I should probably go do that first. We're gonna go do that first, actually. I need to go to Yulmore. I bought a bunch of Aetheryte tickets, as you can see. I'm back over 100 again. That's gonna quickly whittle down. But first off, I'm gonna go get my weekly. We're gonna knock that out. And then I'm gonna go buy my ring in Old Charlian, and I'll have the whole entire setup. So I need to go to Lakeland. It's a Papalato. Some of the names just roll right off the tongue. They're gonna go to Fort Job. Let's get my phone ready. I need to find Itza. Final Fantasy 14 version. Yeah, I was right. It's on the right side. Cool. Alrighty, the claw. Ooh, there's cards over here. We're gonna go play card right fast. Isn't Captain Lena just the best? She was the reason I joined the guard, you know. I've always wanted to tell her that. And yet, I'll be damned if I don't get all nervous and clam up every time she walks in the room. The other day, Thancred taught me this card game, saying it'd be the perfect way to break the ice, but I just can't seem to figure out the rules. Any chance you could teach me? Sure. Swap and Chaos. Lovely. That was a very, very bad trade. And I won by attrition. I lost? Well, that's a shame. I'll never have the courage to talk to Captain Lena at this rate. You make me feel bad, bud, but I won't wreck you anymore. Alright, so we're gonna head north first. Alright, it's a Papalato. Let's do this. Hopefully it'll be an easy, quick kill, so that way I can go straight to Charlian, go grab my stuff, and then we'll port back home. I'll have an entire array of armor. Well, it wasn't north, so we're gonna head out west. Follow the road a little bit, and then we'll flare out. See, the hunts used to be a lot worse off because they didn't have the "you sent your mark to the so-and-so area." I love when they added that. As soon as they added that, it made hunts so much easier. Oh, see? It's to the southwest. There you are. Target not in range. Oh. What am I doing? I'm being an idiot. That's what I'm doing. More crits. Alright, so now we're going to Old Charlian. I'm gonna get my last piece of gear. I could just head south. I can see where I'm going. And I didn't like the way that the radiant armor looked, so I gave myself my usual glam. My own cobbled together brand. Alright, radiant gear. I need one more ring. Oh yeah, that was right. Alright, Palaka ring. I am now even 600. Even Steven. I like it. We'll take the Gridanian ring out. We'll put that back in because that's still used. And we'll put that there like that. Haha. No! Still have 120 seconds. Is there anything to grab here? I can't do Gleaner Leaves yet because I didn't do the storyline high enough yet. Too bad there's no one to play cards with here. Alright. So, none of these are actually going to be fun. Hello. Ha. Alright, who's 80 that could use it? Not Paladin. I guess we'll give it the Summoner. The Rostra. Probably shouldn't have done that, but oh well. It was only 84,000 XP. And it gave me some burn time. Retainer Vocate, Summoning Bell, Armoire Proprietor. I'm basically just eating time up until I can get this return spell to work. Oops. Have y'all had noticed? I'm using that necklace that that one person randomly traded me for now as part of it, and yeah, I could pop back now. Okie dokie, time to go beat Gleipnir. A path unveiled. Impeccable timing as always, hero. But moments ago, the Elder Seedseer sent word to go and fetch you. She's already on her way, and will explain everything herself when she arrives. Convenient. Hands down, by far, my favorite leader is Kane Senna. The children of the Twelves Wood, both Moogle and man alike, have sallied forth, branches in hand, to the far reaches of the forest. Soon their task shall be completed. Though the shadow of death yet looms large, they do not allow despair into their hearts. They hold fast to their faith in a brighter future. We shall see their hope rewarded, and by the grace of the elementals, consign these grim days to memory. We need only succeed in summoning the Ermine Hedge. You may recall that the Great One's words were muddled and esoteric. I believe it was an instruction to carry out this esoteric ceremony in order to expunge the corruption befalling the forest, that the once tainted earth may begin to mend. For you see, when the ermine hedge last was formed, it was to protect the Twelve's Wood from threats without. The Great One acted as a guardian, embracing the woods to shield them as a father would his child. On this occasion, however, we will call upon it to nourish and revitalize, as a mother nourishes her child to make them strong against sickness. In channeling the power of the elementals in this way, we can stem the spread of Gleipnir's poison, and the scars of its passing will finally heal. At least, that was what the Great One intended to say, I believe. The Seedseer Council agrees with my interpretation and has permitted me to perform the ceremony. I have in my possession a single branch, the final one to be attached to the eldest tree of the Twelve's Wood. For all that you have done to aid us thus far, I ask you to accept this honor. Who better to set the final stone in this new foundation for everlasting peace? You who have sacrificed so much for the sake of others. If we had even a sliver of your courage, we could move mountains. Count on me. In my new finery. Thank you, my friend. We will find the tree of which I spoke in front of the Leatherworkers Guild. Let us depart. Convenient that it's in Gridania. I like the look of the axe to a certain degree. Like, the scales on the handle are really good, and the axe blades themselves look amazing. It's just the color is a little off. I'm not really a fan of purple and black. And it has no glow. There's no aura, which is a little annoying. Ah, so it's this tree, huh? Look at the boughs above, and you will see a spot where the bark has been discolored by age and elements. There you must affix the branch. Count on me to do that. You ascend the ancient trunk and affix the branch of the guardian tree to the weathered bark as directed by the elder Seedseer. You are quite the climber, and with that, all preparations are now complete. Let us return to the guardian tree, and with the aid of the Great One, deliver salvation to the whole of the Twelve's Wood. Sounds good to me. Let's get this knocked out so I can move on with the story and complete the Arc of Elpis. Alright, so we are going to go to Central Bent Branch Meadows. It feels like it was only yesterday that I was a fledgling little adventurer running around the meadows. Couldn't even fly. Didn't even have a mount. Just running around, aimlessly doing fetch quests. Still doing fetch quests, but you know, at least I have a storied reputation behind me. There we go. Sorry, I'm still waking up. I'm a little bleh still. If it is truly Iasura's lingering resentment for the elementals that drives the blasphemy, then it will surely come. For the sake of the man he was, I must try to appeal to his reason. But should I fail, then we will have no recourse but to fight. Regardless, this day we shall bid farewell to Gleipnir. Levels sink 90, and I lose 50 item level points. That means my gear is going to shrink. And of course, I don't get any materia bonuses. I haven't put any materia on, but it'd be negated anyways. Through the branches of the guardian tree, the Twelve's Wood has become as one. In summoning the Ermion hedge, every elm of these sacred lands will be imbued with the Great One's nourishing aether. The forest will be empowered to heal itself, to break free of Gleipnir's despair. The ceremony is complex and delicate, and I must maintain focus. I trust you will do what is necessary to see that I am not interrupted. Sure. I need to refresh this. Gleipnir comes. Defend the Elder Seedseer. There he is. Blasphemy Gleipnir. I actually get to fight him now. Are the elementals so deserving of your scorn? Do you hate me too for my horns? I knew a boy once, a boy who called them gifts, symbols of the blessings he resolved to share with the world. Yet the beast before me now brings naught but misery and death, marks its victims with chains to bind and condemn, to share in its suffering. I was not there for you then, but I am here for you now, to unmake what you have become. I shall begin the ceremony. Stand fast and remember what we fight for. If I remember correctly, well, my axe does glow a little bit, but if I remember correctly, Gleipnir is a bit of a pain in the tail. And you notice the movements of Kane-Senna kind of look like descending from Final Fantasy X a little bit. Alright. Let's turn this sumbitch. At least I get this move. I hate that stuff. So we're poisoned now. I gotta remember to interrupt that, otherwise she dies almost instantaneously. I hope that I didn't accidentally just hit her with that. Oh, thank God. That's the reason why I had failed the other time, because I didn't have that ability on there. My interject. I didn't hotbar it. God, I have barely scratched him. That's not gonna be fun. Not even halfway. Almost complete the summoning. Oh, I didn't do any damage. I gotta bring them in here. Oh shit. I didn't bring them all. crap. Gotcha. Oh, right when that happened? This sucks. Down for the count. That keeper is about to get his tail handed to him, I think. I can't move.
By the grace of the elementals.
Just give me... Oh, he got tossed. No, you don't. Oh, now I don't have poison anymore. Time to wreck. Eat some crits.
By the light of the crystal.
Yeah. So long as we're inside the barrier, we don't have to worry about the poison. Keeper of this entwined serpent runs away. Earthshake. Here we go. I really don't want to stand there. He's trying his damnedest to get us. We won't let it happen. Ah, so he's just gonna constantly do this, huh? Oops. Time to end it with a crit. Ah, dang, it wasn't a crit. Wasn't the ending amount of damage that I thought it was going to be. Yep, Bladenair's done now. He got his horn back in a way, though. Through sacred soil and azure skies may your compassion flow and swell to banish the darkness. Yeah, it reminds me of the Sending from 10. Receding terror, blissful quiet. Blessing, covenant preserved, now and always, child of child. Honor and gratitude unending. For we as well honor and gratitude unending. We could not have overcome the blasphemy without your aid. In your everlasting grace, I pray you continue to guide we children of the forest. In your boundless mercy, I pray you forgive the lost and forsaken who succumbed to despair. To you, my dear Yasura, I promise I shall never forget your words of wisdom. Ours is indeed a gift and a blessing, and a duty to our people I will uphold. Until my final breath, this I swear. Hope they don't kill her off ever. And don't fake me out with a fake death like you did with the Sultana either. Thank you, hero. The great cleansing could not have succeeded without you. The blight has been purged, and the blasphemous beast which bore it laid low. The sacred wood that once held its breath in fear now breathed a long sigh of relief. I must return to Gridania and my regular duties as Elder Seedseer, but I should be glad if you could call upon me there, that is, if I may impose upon you one final time. Thank you. I promise not to detain you at length. Let us meet again at the Lotus Stand. Yeah, sure, I'll show up. The Elder Seedseer awaits you within. Shall I escort you to her? Yes, please. Do so. Let's end this. The Great One's aether flows all throughout the Twelves Wood, purging the last vestiges of Gleipnir's poison. The surviving wounded are no longer in danger and have begun to recover at long last. We have much cause to rejoice, in no small part because of you, my friend. On behalf of Gridania and myself, allow me to thank you yet again for your tireless efforts in bringing Gleipnir to heal. You went above and beyond the call of duty for the sake of our people and their homeland. You are inspiring to behold, and not for the first time, I must say. Forgive me, Elder Seedseer, but with this crisis behind us, I would suggest a new course of action. Oh, and what would that be? Rest. In all our time together, I have never seen you so hard-pressed. Surely you are weary and could benefit from a brief respite. I appreciate your concern, my friend, but I cannot. Will not. One day perhaps, but not this day. But Elder Seedseer. Recent events have given me cause to reflect upon my past, upon lessons that I once thought I had taken to heart. When I did not yet understand the duty with which I had been entrusted, when these horns of mine were but chains binding me to a destiny I did not choose. 'Twas the Yasura who taught me to appreciate the gift I had been given. Had he not been there to help me keep to the proper path, where would my errant feet have taken me instead? He was perhaps the first, but he would not be the last. My brother and sister and countless other kind souls, through their words and their support, have also helped me to continue to find a way forward, even when I thought there was none. It is by opening our hearts to one another that we, in turn, open new paths, that we can conceive of greater opportunities and brighter futures. All who live within Gridania are deserving of these gifts, and so I must always be there for them, that together we may journey in safety through darkest night. Well said. Not tempted to live wild and free like an adventurer? You don't desire a life of yourself outside of your duties? Let's do the tempted to live wild and free. It is not without its appeal. I recall fondly the few occasions I have traveled beyond. Our time together in the churning mist left a lasting impression. That was a while back. If ever there came a time when I need no longer serve as Elder Seedseer, I should like very much to accompany you on another adventure. I'll be ready and wearing for whenever that happens. Regardless of what the future has in store, my present course is clear. So long as we Podgel serve as a bridge between man and elemental, Gridania can weather any storm. And so I will continue to walk hand in hand with my people and my patrons, along a path that we discover together. Though the blasphemy is no more, there are still administrative matters to resolve. If it is not too much to ask, could you bring the word of these recent events to our delegate in Radzatan? Sure. It has been an honor and a pleasure, my friend. May the elementals watch over and keep you. Can I go to Radzatan yet? I can. Alright, Gridanian delegate. Welcome back. I pray you have brought glad tidings. Yep. Kleipnir is slain. You've brought joy to me and an otherwise to me on an otherwise uneventful day. Wow. Of course, I had complete faith in your success, but had begun to worry ever so slightly when you did not return as quickly as I anticipated. Yeah, it took a little while. I shall report your success to the envoys at once. If we have further need of you, I pray you will answer our call. You can now dye the job-specific gear for level 90 tanks. Job-specific gear will become available once you have fulfilled certain conditions within the main scenario quest for Endwalker. More than death. Oh, I didn't get it. But I don't need to worry about that. I don't have these unlocked yet. Crap. More bag space consumed. Lovely. Alright, so we need to go to Elpis. So we're gonna go to the 12 Wonders. Time to continue the story. I need to eventually do all these Aether Current stuffs. Don't worry that I don't have any materia, and it's kind of meh for right now. I'm going to be replacing this once I get done with the MSQ and I unlock my Credendum gear. Alright. From here we follow the path northwards to Notenaeus. There we will find one of the Naeus which facilitate travel between the islands of Elpis. First-time travelers must be accompanied by someone with the requisite permission, which I have previously been granted. Sorry. Tickle in my throat. We only need to use the device together once, and henceforth you will have leave to use it freely. Shall we? I was already facing north, okay. Alright, let's freely use this, Lapras. Pardon me. Stuff like this annoys the crap out of me in real life. I don't mind having hedges next to walkways, but please make sure they're trimmed back so they don't block the walkway. Shouldn't have to wade through foliage just to get... Oh. Wade through foliage just to use a walkway. Thunderhead Carunus. Those are Ixians. You can fight Ixion as a fate. I just never did it because it's a very rare fate. Here we are, Note Naeus. This Naeus will take us to Calamelios Zephyros, the western island. That's it right there, looming large over us. Step this way and we can soon admire the view from above.
I present to you Calamelios Zephyros. Here you will find a number of testing facilities, as well as the observation hub of Poiton Oikos. Right then. Let's begin by... Well, well. An Arrhaeus. How delightful.
And what, pray tell, is that?
Ah, that's a new species of shark. We approved the concept but a few days ago. Sharks are among the most popular sea creatures. Rare is the day when someone does not submit a new concept.
Huh.
At first, they were largely orthodox, consideration given to such things as size and environmental impact. And then a whimsical someone thought to bestow it with flight. Another, superior intelligence. And then the floodgates burst. Concepts with multiple heads, or arms and legs, and so on and so forth. It was getting absurd. A part of me wanted to tell them to go away and find something else to create, but in the end I couldn't deny their passion. Here we are.
Oh. Unconscious.
That was too close. Are you unharmed?
Familiar.
Well now, if it isn't a pair of familiar faces.
Banar, that we should meet you here.
As I mentioned earlier, the better part of the convocation holds that when we retire is when we return to the star. Well, she is not among said majority. Even after stepping down, she carries on with her work. Vanar is her name, and she is the previous Azem.
It has been a while, Hythlodaeus. You look well. Less so, Emmet Selk. I dare say the lines upon your brow have both deepened and doubled in number. A shame for one so young. You must make an effort to frown less often.
Easier said than done, thanks to your unruly successor.
How is he, if I may ask?
Incorrigible as ever. Rushed headlong into a volcano on the brink of eruption just the other day. I should be glad to share the tale in its entirety later, if you're so inclined.
I think my main, since she's female, changes the dialogue. So instead of it being male, the new Azem, it's a female. which is an interesting dichotomy.
Oh, you know I am. Now then, you are? I say, have you perchance come from the future? I do not believe we have ever met, yet I sense my magic upon you. Therefore, if I wove the enchantment, I could only have done so at a later point in time.
And secret kind of comes out.
What manner of magic is this, if I may ask?
A traveler's ward, of course. It prevents the corruption of one's ether.
That sounds rather like the Blessing of Light. Does it protect you from enthrallment by primals by any chance? Where is the Blessing of Light?
I see you are not ignorant to its presence. And while there are many protective spells, the one you bear is unmistakably mine.
Hold on. From the future? That's absurd.
What is it? Are you unable to speak of the matter?
The reality to which you must return exists as a result of the final days. You cannot reshape the past to undo the tragedies of the present.
So, your actions here will not change your history, but they may yet affect the course of ours. How very exciting. I'm quite fond of delving into the unknown, and there's naught more unknown than the future. Until a moment finally arrives, we cannot know for certain what will come to pass, regardless of our supposed foreknowledge, so you needn't worry for us. More importantly, that you should go to such great lengths as to travel unto the past bespeaks the gravity of your quest. Will you not reveal it to us? Mayhap we can be of aid to your cause.
If this is true, then you've been keeping quite the secret to yourself. As a representative of the Convocation, I will hear it all. Your identity, purpose, everything.
Why don't we move to a place more conducive to calm conversation? I've been working here for some days now at an old friend's behest. If it is agreeable, we may make use of my accommodation at Poiton Oikos. We were meant to meet. I am certain of it. Else I wouldn't have marked you so clearly, and sent you unto myself in the past. It's precisely the sort of mischief I would get up to. And quite inspired, if I do say so myself.
My apologies, but before we move along, a colleague has tasked me with a matter which I'd rather not leave unresolved. It involves finding a certain concept engraved crystal, and the quick-fingered Aureus that made off with it. An Aureus, you say? I think we might have seen the culprit before being distracted by that business with the shark. Would you like us to follow its ethereal trail? That would, of course, lead us only to the Aureus. There is no guarantee that it hasn't dropped or stashed away the crystal you seek. Please, even that much would be enormously helpful. While you are hunting down the thief, I could follow behind and scour the forest floor just in case. Could I ask you to join the search? I would appreciate another pair of eyes to cover the land to the west of here. Many thanks. There's a small bridge leading to Point and Oikos. Let us meet up there once we've exhausted our efforts. Alrighty, Ozma, let's do this. A Millennian. So basically, they commonized a lot of bosses in this area. So these are like the Quirligina, the Quirl Queen, Matriarch. Alright, so they gave me a giant swath of area to look for a Spriggan. Can I climb up? Nope. How do I climb up this? I know I'm outside the zone, but I have a sneaking suspicion that it's on top of this. Of course, I could be wrong. The high ground did not save me this time, Anakin. Oh, there we go. But it did give me a very good idea of where to go. Garlean technology has tread across the primal lands. Our last searcher returns. I am afraid the Aureus no longer had the crystal, nor was I able to find it as I followed in its wake. I don't suppose you fared any better. The crystal, well done. Wonderful, now I can focus on your tale without that missing concept nagging at my mind. Have you always had a knack for finding things? I've often been asked to do so. Traveling and searching go hand in hand. We'll do that. You travel often, then. It seems we have something in common. Long ago, when I held the seat of Azim, I was forever trekking back and forth across the star in search of answers to people's problems. Naturally, the need for such journeys had lessened considerably since I entrusted the position to my whimsical successor. Yet I am still eager to come running should an old acquaintance or new interests require my personal attention. That is what brings me to Elpis, in fact. Many times has my presence been requested, my opinions sought concerning the habitats of this or that creation. Agreeing to help locate that missing crystal was a minor distraction, which now promises to become a major revelation. How strange and wonderful it is that the one thing leads to another. Wouldn't you agree? Blech. I'm getting a little tongue-tied. A past not yet come to pass. Thank you again for your timely help. Now then, 'tis time I return this stolen property. If you would go on ahead to my accommodation, I will join you as soon as I have attended to that task. Following the path straight ahead to the building at the top of the slope, I have the entire place to myself, so we can speak without fear of being disturbed or overheard. First things first, I'm going to grab the Aetheryte. think that's all the Aetherites here. You've got a pretty large house. Welcome to my temporary abode. Please make yourself at home while I put on some tea.
A wonderful aroma. I feel more relaxed already.
Would that I had sweetmeats to offer, but I travel light out of habit. There's plenty of hot water though, so please have as much tea as you like.
Huh.
Now then, will you tell us your tale?
A calamity called the final days has befallen the world. The world has been sundered, broken into shards. Mankind is being forced to flee the star. Be a little vague.
Why don't you start from the beginning?
I believe Vanette's hairstyle is actually a Vieira's hairstyle. Might be modified a little bit. I'm divulging everything. The funny thing is, the two people sitting across are two of my biggest enemies. Elidibus and Emmett Selk. I believe Hythlodaeus was Elidibus. I don't remember.
Preposterous. Utterly preposterous.
Could have sworn it was.
While not the words I would have chosen, I too have my doubts. Much of it borders on the incredulous. What of you, Vanar?
Not knowing the precise details of the first final days, it is difficult to determine the veracity of the tale. Supposing it is all true, I must ask myself why I would do what I did. Why would I feel I had no recourse but to oppose the 14 and create this Hydaelyn? Circumstances change, of course, but it would not have been an easy decision regardless. No, there must have been a reason. One compelling enough to force me to take such drastic measures. Then there is the Elpis flower, which I said would serve as a guide. That it's of import to your mission is plain, but your presence here leads me to believe that this place also holds significance. But what could it be? What are we meant to accomplish?
Might it not be simply thus? In the future whence he came, the final days could not be averted. Mankind has no choice but to flee the star. By alerting us to that eventuality, perhaps you wish to pave the way for other futures.
Theoretically speaking, it is a possibility. Yet if that were my primary objective, I see no reason to guide our friend to Elpis specifically. The capital and Amarot, or even my own home would be more logical destinations.
True, true. I note also that Hydaelyn did not specify a point in time to which he must return. By this, it may be inferred that it was not critical that we should meet.
Alternately, she had reason to believe that our paths would converge, coincidental though it may seem.
This is quite a puzzle, and we do not have all the pieces.
Hardly any. But we do have one immutable fact. If the final days are indeed as described, they will bring death to all that I hold dear. Yet despite being afforded long years of preparation, the only provisions I could make were for flight. Nay, my first and foremost endeavor would be to find a way to forestall the coming doom.
Given that even the 14 failed, mayhap you deemed it impossible.
Nothing is impossible. This I have always believed. And if Hydaelyn is indeed me, she would believe the same.
Kind of interesting how Emmett Selk has not said a single word throughout this entire little conversation. He's just sitting there.
Listen to yourself. Are you seriously entertaining the notion that you are a messianic figure in some far-fetched tale? Well, I will not. I refuse to accept that our world could be undone by some unforeseen calamity. I also take offense to my portrayal as a megalomaniacal madman. To sacrifice oneself for the star is a noble act, and I would hold those who gave themselves to this zodiac in the highest esteem. Yet, you claim I recreated Amarot and populated it with phantoms of our people? A bizarre indulgence that would be insulting to their memory. Worse still, I even invited you there. Literally invited my own downfall. Why would I do something so idiotic and inexplicable? Now, I will allow that the hypothetical task of restoring our world would be daunting in the extreme. The thought of having to bear such a burden for 1,000 lives horrifies me. But I would never forsake my duty. I would never forsake my brethren. You do not know me. I've had my fill of your fiction. I will return to my duty, and you will not bother me again.
Emmett Selk! Wait!
You've seen much of Elpis already. If you have any observations to share, I should like to hear them.
Dynamis is key to all this. Hermes and Medion are somehow involved. I'm still trying to make sense of it all. I'm going to say Hermes and Medion are somehow involved.
Hermes and his creation Meteon, you say? If Dynamis is the self-same energy as Akasha, as it likely seems, then those two may well be at the center of the calamity to come. This warrants further investigation. With that settled, 'tis time for action. The missing pieces of the puzzle are here, I'm certain of it. And when you find them, the picture my future self has painted will be complete, and you will have your answer. Now suffice it to say, I will aid you in your quest. Have faith. If Emmet Selk is the man Azum described to me, we've not seen the last of him.
Shall we begin our investigations then? I am quite acquainted with Hermes, of course, but only as a visitor received by the chief overseer of Elpis. Of the man himself I know only that which is common knowledge. Thus I suggest we fall back on the tried and true method of conversing with the locals. The observers who live here can surely tell us more of Hermes and Meteon, and I have a good idea of where we might begin. I just remembered something. I want to check something out. There were some new dyes added. Neon pink. Ooh, carmine red. That is a fine color right there. I want to see how different it is from oh, it's brighter than ruby? Ooh, dang. So this is the color I used to run, and then ruby came out, and now they have carmine. Nice. They got an actual pumpkin color, which is good. It looks kind of greenish. That is way too neon for my taste. That's my favorite green, hunter green. Azure blue was a new one. I like the dragoon better. Violet. Metallic cobalt green. Ooh, that's nice. Ooh, whoa! I like that color a lot. Nice. Ooh, that is... Ooh, metallic ruby red. Damn. Sorry, I'm big on glam. Metallic pink. Sorry, I had to look at that. That was the most recent patch. Alright. Enough doting on stupid stuff. See you the woman standing in front of yonder building. Her name is Ismene, I think, I guess. She is the one who made arrangements for my stay in Elpis, and from what I recall, she has held her position for quite some time. Chances are she could provide us with some insights. Go and ask your questions. I will help with drawing out answers if need be, but I leave the choice of topic up to you. Questions for me? Well, I suppose I have no other pressing duties at the moment. The following event cannot be skipped. You may wish to cancel any pending duty or find your registrations. Yes, let's ask questions. So then another thing that they popped up with quite a bit is doing these little questionnaires. Greetings, Ismene. My friend here is desperately curious about Chief Hermes, and I was wondering if you might indulge him. Certainly, Mistress Vana. Anything to be of service. What do you wish to know? What kind of person is Hermes? What are Hermes' interests? What kind of person is he? Well, I can only answer from my own experience, but I would describe him as a quiet man, reserved, you might say, and occasionally somewhat poor with his choice of words. His reticent nature, however, does not prevent him from carrying out his duties as chief overseer. The man is a walking archive when it comes to life forms. He can discuss any species in incredible detail and is the leading authority on concepts with the power of flight. I hope that answers your question. Was there anything else? How long has Medion been here? Do you know of Medion's abilities? How long has Medion been here? I cannot rightly say. As the chief's personal creation, Medion has not been subjected to observation and study like other concepts. So one day she was simply there, and what do you make of her abilities? I understand that she is a highly unusual familiar, able to read emotions and communicate directly with one's mind. Exactly how she was created with that talent, however, is a mystery to me. My apologies. I wish I could explain her nature in more depth, but I've not had an occasion to discuss it with Chief Hermes. Do you wish you knew him better? Do you trust him? Do you wish you knew him better? The chief may not be the most gregarious individual, but he engages with us as is necessary for everyone to perform their duties. I wouldn't want to intrude upon his privacy for the sake of curiosity. Though if you wish to learn more about Meteon, you could try speaking with Timaeus, another expert in the creation of flying concepts. He should be conducting his observations on the banks of the stream, somewhere to the east. Oh, and unless you take a particular joy in rambling discourse, I suggest you keep your questions concise. Shall keep that in mind. Thank you for your patience and your insight. Think nothing of it. If there is aught else you need during your stay, please do not hesitate to ask. Come here. Oh, I think we've taken enough of Ismene's time. Our investigation is off to a fine start, wouldn't you agree? From here, I propose we split up. I shall continue making inquiries with the resident observers if you could track down the colleague Ismene mentioned. While I did feel compelled to interject once or twice during that previous conversation, you seem more than capable of drawing forth the answers you seek. All I ask is that you watch for your footing around the stream. We can meet back here once you finish speaking with this Timaeus. Timah! Oh, hefty. Splash. Yes, I am Timaeus, but please keep your voice down. You'll startle the birds. The following event cannot be skipped. You may wish to cancel any pending duty finder registrations. Yes, begin asking questions. Dun, 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 dun. So, what is it you wish to speak about? Is it true you're an expert on flying creations? What do you think of Chief Hermes' flying creations? Chief Hermes' work? A worthy subject indeed. Those beings which soar through the clouds, majestic and graceful, are ever a favorite of creators. Even now, with so many varieties in existence, the flood of newly imagined concepts continues unabated. What sets the Chief's creations apart, however, is how they benefit from his boundless knowledge of the celestial realm. Birds that climb so high that they disappear from view, others which traverse the boundless sky in moments, and all without riding the currents. I know of none save of he who can conceive of such marvels. Even we who prize elegance of form above all else are dumbfounded by his genius. Why not mimic his process? Medion too is a marvel then? My opinion on that matter would be superficial at best. Despite my admiration for Medion as a concept, I have never delved too deeply into the inner workings of her nature. I know that she has a gift for communicating via emotions, but otherwise her abilities are a mystery to me. If Chief Hermes should choose to submit Medion's concept to the Bureau of the Architect, then will the design be registered for public scrutiny? Analyzing a colleague's creation before that step is frowned upon, to say the least. Of course, if he came to me, a fellow artisan, looking for advice, that would be an entirely different story. Do you know of Dynamis and Entelechy? I could tell you more on Medion's nature if you like. We'll do this. Dynamis and Entelechy. Those terms do sound vaguely familiar. Was there not a flower made here in Elpis which exhibited properties of one or the other? It must have been centuries since I last heard anyone speak of such things. Has there been a resurgence of interest? Then why bring up the subject? I'm flattered that you sought my insight, but I cannot afford to neglect my duties for the sake of idle chatter. Whoops. Now I really must return to my observations. Surely you have your own tasks to attend to. Oops. I failed. I didn't want to... Hey, Lefty! We just got off a Hefty. Welcome back, buddy. Alright, so... I need to... go back to Vanette. I probably should... I didn't want to seem like I was pushing too hard. Oh well. Back already? That was quick work. You were obviously clever enough to head off any of that rambling Ismene mentioned. So have you any new findings to share? I see. Even an expert in the field had little understanding of Medion's capabilities, let alone an awareness of Dynamis. My questions resulted in much the same answers. Hermes' colleagues view Medion as his personal project and could provide no details beyond those which you just told me. Which leads me to believe that the only person with any significant knowledge of Dynamis is Hermes himself. Yes, we made some progress here, but more information is needed if we are to reach any definitive conclusions. Witness to the spectacle. At present, the strongest link we have to the final days is the power of Dynamis, and the entelechies which can control it. Yet most scholars are only vaguely aware of these terms, let alone study them in any depth, except for Hermes, it seems. Thus I am inclined to stay our current course and learn all we can about the Chief Overseer and his familiar. And on that subject, was there aught else of note that you can tell me about Medion, aside from her unorthodox method of communication? There are more like her. She has sisters. She and her sisters were created to journey to the stars and search for intelligent life. We're going to go and broaden the entire subject. I rather wish you had mentioned that earlier. In any event, would you care to elaborate? I kind of elaborated. So these siblings of hers now travel the great expanse in search of deeper meaning. Thank you. Though the mystery at hand remains unresolved, I feel you've touched upon a vital clue, one we should keep in mind as we continue. Next, I propose we take ourselves to Peripatea Crystalline. Not far from here. Just follow the path to the west. Once more on wings of gilded gold. Boink. More XP. This tower and the one further along are both part of Peripatea Crystalline, the facility where they archive all of Elpis' observational and testing records. Despite how they appear from the outside, the interior is actually a vast area of magically interconnected spaces, which, while fascinating, is not the reason we are here, is it? I shall cut my architectural lesson short and see what those two archivists have to share. If you could find someone to speak with over at the other tower, I shall join you there anon. You have questions for me? Certainly. Just a moment while I conclude my current appointment. Indeed, so if you could provide a comprehensive log of those behaviors, we should then have sufficient data for our official records. Now, what was it you wished to speak with me about? The Chief Overseer's personal research project, and by that I assume you mean Meteon. Such undocumented studies are difficult to track. After all, hardly a day goes past without seeing a researcher trailed by one creation or another. I'm afraid I cannot tell you exactly when Meteon appeared, only that she now spends much of her time at Chief Hermes' side. Although, I do recall an interesting tale my dearest Galeen shared with me. Galeen is my partner and a fellow researcher here in Elpis. She was returning late one night when she caught sight of Chief Hermes sending Meteon heavensward, a host of them. For several days she would speak of that scene with wonder, describing it as one of the most beautiful spectacles she had ever witnessed. That sounds like a story I should like to hear. Mistress Vana, I thought you had already returned to the surface. Permit me to thank you again for your invaluable contribution to our concept placement proposal. Pray do not mention it. As you say, my original plan was to leave after that task, but I have since become engrossed with Chief Hermes' research. Would you favor me with a retelling of this sight which so delighted your Galeen? Of course, or you could hear it from her lips directly if you prefer. At present, she should be observing a subject in Metabasios thalassae. She does enjoy her time there, watching the sea creatures hunt and play, gazing upon the salty waters of the world's oceans, recreated in such sublime detail. I imagine you must find similar joy in indulging your boundless curiosity, Mistress Vana. Even though such pursuits must continually and regrettably delay your return to the star. Indeed they do. 'Tis a rest well deserved and long overdue, I should think. How greatly have we prospered for the wisdom you accumulated during your travels as Zazam? And what would Elpis be without your earlier academic work? The theories you developed served as the basis of many techniques still in use today. Man is a creature of contemplation, but none embody that nature with as much enduring passion as you. Aye, I dare say there is not a soul alive more worthy of a return. I shall rejoice the day you depart on your final journey. I will be honored. Well, shall we take this opportunity to meet with Galeen in person? Sure. Then allow me to reconfigure the door to the archives here. It will take you up to the Skyway and spare you the need to avoid hostile concepts on the ground. That would be most helpful, thank you. Do you not see the axe strapped across my back? I am a hostile concept. I have opened the path to the Skyway. Once you pass through the door, simply walk straight across to the next tower and ask for admittance to the upper tier. Upon arriving at the upper tier, walk straight across to the Skyway and you will find yourself to the entrance to Metabasios thalassae. Jesus. Hopefully I don't have to say that ever again. Galeen will be eager to share her tale with you, I am sure. Mistress Vana, just passing through. Then allow me to prepare the path. If you need further assistance, there is always an observer or two out on the upper Skyway. Pardon me. Still tired. Mistress Vana, I was not told to expect. We would have prepared an official welcome. Please, there's no need for fanfare. I only wish to speak with Galeen, if that might be arranged. Yes, Galeen, of course. I will inform her immediately. Ah, but she may be engaged in a testing phase. She could be in for something of a wait. Should I let her know your business is urgent? That won't be necessary. This lovely view will keep us occupied until she is ready to receive us.
A delightful breeze and a breathtaking view. What is it like in the future? Is the world still a beautiful place?
The music is making me sad. As beautiful as ever. Some parts yes, others not so much. It's more beautiful here. I'm gonna say as beautiful as ever.
I swear I could hear the glimmer in your eyes and the adoration in your voice. While we wait, will you not tell me about your adventures? Well, not the portentous events which led you here, but the simple delights all your own. By learning about the future world, I may gain insight into future me's plans. But more than that, I have an interest simply as a fellow traveler. Short of going somewhere oneself, there's naught more stirring than hearing another's account. Incredible. Would that I could have been there to see it.
I think you were there in spirit.
Yours is a harsh and unforgiving world. Yet in spite of this, your brethren hold fast to their virtue. To know that the light of mankind's potential still shines, even in that faraway place, it gives me heart. Thank you for regaling me with your tales. I will treasure every word. As you know, I was once a scholar. And among other things, I sought to understand the workings of the world. What exactly is ether? How formed the laws of nature? Whence sprung mankind? Riddles and mysteries beyond counting. Over the years, I have managed to find answers to some few of them. Yet rather than attain a sense of mastery, the more I understood, the more I came to hold the world and its miracles in awe. We too are miracles, each and every one of us, born of the warm breath of life that traverses the heavens, swirling through eternity. When I fully grasped the improbability of our existence, nothing felt impossible anymore. If it could be imagined, it could be done. A passion swelled within me, an epiphany dispelling all preconceptions of what was natural and true, and a presence without, immense yet intimate, fate perhaps, holding us in its tender embrace. As reassuring as it was intimidating, how keenly aware I became of creation's fragility, built as it is upon precarious happenstance. I was overcome with an irrepressible urge to know the world more intimately, to hear its voice, feel its breath. I ventured forth on a journey that very day, so very long ago now. Freed from presumption and prejudice, I saw the world through a newborn's eyes. Everything fresh and new, and so beautiful.
So judging by the way they talk about returning to the planet and everything, I'm guessing they're functionally immortal, minus, like, you know, physical trauma or disease.
Lands that stretched on forever. Skies one could drown in. The heartbeat of nature, silent yet strong. And amidst it all a people. Beacons of light and life. Laughter that warmed my heart like naught else before. They are my meaning. And my purpose. My love. And so long as they need help, I cannot return to the star. Perhaps my future self is still waiting for it. The moment she can let go and walk unto the end. Safe in the knowledge that man will find his own way.
Damn, I am an emotional mess right now.
You, who are our future, tell me this, and tell me true. Has your journey been good? Has it been worthwhile?
This is the game devs asking you if you enjoyed your playtime so far.
Pray forgive my lateness.
You didn't get to say anything.
My observation subject was rather irritable, and it took a while to settle it down.
No need to apologize. Your work takes precedence. Besides, we had a pleasant conversation in the meantime.
You're too kind. Now then, I'm told you wished to ask me some questions.
Indeed. I've an interest in one of Hermes' creations. Meteon. You witnessed a host of them take flight, yes?
Oh, that! Yes, I did. 'Twas in the dark of the morn. I'd left the Thalassai after nocturnal observation. As I walked along, I spied a bright light climbing high into the southeastern skies. Then, in an instant, it was gone, like a shooting star, only rising rather than falling. But then another shot up, then another, and another. Intrigued, I made my way to the edge to investigate.
Kind of sounds like Lise.
And who should I spy on an isle to the south but Hermes and Meteon, the Metea, rather. There were lots of them, and I realized they must be the shooting stars that I'd seen.
A dazzling spectacle indeed. Have you spoken with Hermes about this?
Oh, yes. The sight left such an impression on me that I approached him about his mystery project the very next day. Alas, he said that he couldn't reveal anything just yet, that he needed to conduct further tests.
Oof. No. Ah, no, why? My controller dropped.
It shouldn't be long now, though. He often returns to that isle, and I have a feeling he's nearing a breakthrough.
Splendid. We are likewise eager for the details. Well, that is all we wish to ask. Thank you for taking the time to indulge our curiosity.
You're very welcome. It's always a pleasure to speak with other inquisitive souls. Oh, and will you be descending now? If so, I shall link the doors for you.
Please.
Excuse me. Woof. The plot thickens like a fine stew. Sorry, I'm talking with my guildie. So another piece of the puzzle falls into place. From what we've learned thus far, I think we can safely conclude that Hermes hasn't been revealing the details of his research to others, which suggests that either someone will appropriate his discoveries and make use of them, or that Hermes himself will have a hand in causing the final days. Since we have no reason yet to suspect the former, we should consider the latter the more likely possibility. Proceeding under that assumption, our next step should be to divine why, or even if, he might desire such a terrible fate for our star. Worthy of his back. I should like to visit the site from which Hermes sent forth the media. If we are fortunate, we might find some hint of what drives this research of his. Gillian said that she spotted them in the southeast, rising from an isle she could see from the edge. If we stand at that same vantage point, it should not prove too difficult to locate the isle in question. Let's take a look, shall we? Sorry, there's guildies asking questions. And, launch. So to do a quick countdown for housing, when you gain a plot of land, you basically get to keep it for as long as you have the deed. If you do not step foot inside of your property, actually inside the building, for 30 days in a row, if the demolition edict is up, your house will be demoed and the plot will be forfeited. That does not account for the apartments. Those are permanent unless you demo them yourself. The other thing is, they'll send you an email warning that your property is about to be demoed. Usually they should. Oh, at least I think they should. I think they do. Another thing, wow, the barrier I just noticed looked like this a little bit when I was fighting Gleipnir. FC private chambers will last until either you're kicked from the guild or their FC, or the FC loses their building. So that's basically it. And of course, you can only have one private property, and each FC can only own one FC property. Although I think the people that had multiple properties beforehand got to keep them, which is stick in my craw. Now, if I were conducting some mystery research, where would I go? Right there, with the tree on it. Ah, what about that one? Have you the means to fly? It is quite a distance away. Nope. Inconvenient, but hardly an insurmountable problem. To me, Argos. My friend, would you mind creating a double to carry Hero here over to that island? Stubborn creature. There's no place on this great star we have not together traveled, and still he remains obstinate in the presence of strangers. Argos has rather exacting standards, I'm afraid. What? You've ridden him before? Ah, your before meaning my after. Not at all confusing, that. Interesting, to certainly not unthinkable. But speaking of the here and now, the quick solution is for us to face off in a sparring match. Demonstrate to him that you are capable of holding your own against me in battle, and you should convince Argos that you are worthy of his back. And besides, I might even teach you a thing or two into the bargain. You seem doubtful, but useful lesson or not, it will certainly be a moment to remember. A memory of the distant past to cherish. What say you, traveler out of time? Choose your battlefield, I will do what I must, and if this memory turns out to be a bad one, let's say choose your battlefield. I admire your confidence. Clear your mind and prepare your weapons. I will await you at the clearing over yonder. I get to fight an ancient. Just reading what the guild has to say, sorry. Shall we begin? Be warned, I'll not go easy on you. I get synced to level 88? Dang.
Let neither side hold back.
Sure thing, boss. Oh, I don't have my Primal Ren. Whoa, that hurt.
My blade sings!
I don't like that. Woo! No, you don't. Yikes. So she fights like a pally. Wish I had some of these pally moves.
Impressive. I shall have to try something different.
Now she's doing dancer.
No quarter. Have a taste.
I got hit with it. Had to get that little smack in.
I see you won't be easily overcome, but neither will I.
Now she's a caster. Ooh, I don't like that. Oh, so they stay up.
Prepare yourself.
I hit that a little too early.
Very well. Let us move to the final trial.
Uh-oh. Oh shit. Shit. I didn't see the two big ones. I almost kept it at 0.
burdens and show me your strength of will!
Ouch. How much did that hit me for? Dang!
You still stand. The people of your time are more resilient than I had dared hope. I have seen enough.
Well, I'm healing pretty decently.
Twas my intent to finish it, but clearly I underestimated you. One would think I never learn. I made the same mistake with Azam when we first sparred. Despite being less than half my age, his strength was astounding. As is yours. 'Tis plain you have weathered considerable hardship. Far more even than your tales would suggest. It seems we have both learned much on our journeys. Well now, I dare say he has warmed to you. A boon to be sure. He never forgets his favorites, and is ever eager to come to their aid.
Argos will soon have us standing on the very spot where the media made their departure into the night sky. With luck, we will learn something of Hermes' intentions. My hope is that we find no connection, no festering wish for oblivion. Then we might have Hermes and his considerable expertise working for us rather than against us. A flower upon your return. Let us move over to the edge before mounting, shall we? That will allow Argos to catch the currents rising up from below and give us a smooth ride over to the Isle. Alrighty. Ooh, Aether Current. Let's nom Aether Current. Yay, yay, I'm a hopping with happiness. Sucking up that Aether. Argos motions to his back with his muzzle. You've been given the go-ahead to hop on. Ride Argos to the Isle? Yes, I shall. Isn't this pleasant? Argos certainly seems to think so. We're so high up.
Quite a small place, lacking even the most basic equipment. The present may yield no clues, but we may yet try perusing the past. Have you done this before?
The Echo.
So you cannot control the power freely. Worry not. I shall assist you. Come and stand before me. There are two ways to see the past. The first entails peering through the walls of the soul in the moment a subject is recalling a memory. The second requires no subject, and is instead a process of piecing together an event from ripples left in the ambient ether. As memories are etched upon the ether of the soul, so too are they etched upon the ether of the world. In this way can history be preserved. Such memories are given to fading, however, and can prove challenging to visit. But come, let us try. Close your eyes.
Hey, this time I didn't have a head-splitting headache.
All units fully functional and proceeding on course towards their respective stars. Estimated time to completion of survey is 108 cycles. End of status report. Severing connection with shared consciousness. Did you hear that, Hermes? All is well.
Yes. Good tidings at long last. Every step of the way, I've been reminded how little we understand creation. How the universe defies imagination.
But soon we won't need to speculate. We'll know the answers. What others live for.
Indeed. And we'll owe it all to you and your sisters.
I wonder what answers we will get.
Whatever intelligent beings that exist out there are bound to be vastly different from us. Diverse in form and culture. Possessed of unique ways of thinking. Their conception of life and its purpose will be no exception. Completely and utterly unlike ours.
Utterly unlike... how?
I have no idea. Yet whatever answers we receive, I will not dismiss them out of hand. No. I will think earnestly on them all, and I will share them with our people, that together we may contemplate our own existence. Perhaps then our star will become a better place. Not only for man, but for all life. Meteon, though I gave you wings to soar the heavens, I did not teach you how to walk the earth. So loath was I to bind another living being. In the course of your long journey, you will learn from those you meet. Learn to walk and run and so much more. And when you return, older and wiser, we will have a celebration to mark your homecoming and coming of age both.
Will there be apples? Covered in syrup?
And how are you supposed to eat them? Rather than food, perhaps... a flower. Yes. Upon your return, I will gift you a beautiful flower.
knowing things. Ugh.
So, what is your opinion?
Hermes wouldn't wish for the final days. Hermes is a gentle soul, and yet I couldn't say just by this moment alone. He's a gentle soul, but he does harbor some weirdness.
I understand. He is a gentle soul, and well-intentioned. Yet it does not take ill intent to beget ill. We must consider the possibility that something may have gone awry. Perhaps it was oversight, or simply an accident. In light of this, I propose that we reveal your tale to Hermes himself. If he does not wish for the final days, as we believe, he may well join us in pursuing a solution. Then it is settled. Let us seek out our friend with all swiftness. 'Twould not do to let such a pure soul be blackened by tragedy.
I think I'm on the cusp of a dungeon. I remember a dungeon somewhere around here. I just don't know when it hits. There are any number of places where Hermes might be in Elpis. But we could do worse than to look at Caticios Hyperborea, the largest facility. It stands in Ethesiletikos Boreas, the Northern Isle. I wonder, Hero, for an institution which claims to studiously research every species destined for release into the world, did you not question how they find room for them all on so few islands? The answer lies with Catisis itself. I touched upon the practice before back at the archives, where a vast area is stitched together out of multiple conceptual spaces. The same holds true for the interior of this facility and its magically constructed environs. 'Tis there within those sprawling habitats that the chief overseer and most of Elpis' observers conduct the bulk of their work. Come, the simplest route is via the Neos north of Poit and Oikos. That name sounds familiar. Hey, Hefty. The Hyperborea, I believe, is actually the next dungeon. So we're pretty much almost on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push until I might push a little bit later than the 2 hour mark. I'm hoping to hit the unlock for the dungeon. And then I'll end it. I'll take a little break, grab a bite to eat, and when I get back, we will smack attack the next dungeon. And then completely crush some added storyline. Yay. Hefty enjoys that idea. I gotta think of what I'm gonna go eat. I don't know yet. Oh, I guess I just used this. This appears to be the teleporter Vanat told you about. Motes of light yet hang in the air, suggesting the device was but recently activated. Proceed to Ethesiletikos Boreas. Yes. Please, stop giving me these long and difficult names to pronounce. Oh, good. The Neos acknowledged you as my guest. You should now have the authority to use it as you wish. As for the way to Caticios Hyperborea, you follow this path and turn left at the crossroads. All bark, no bite. Huh. Turn left at the crossroads. This might get me to or close to 91. Oh, huge. Here we are, the grandest research facility in Elpis. We should head inside and ask after Hermes' whereabouts. Hermes is at another facility, as we have just discovered. It's our buddies, I believe. Yep. Furthermore, we've confirmed that his studies into Dynamis, as well as his creation of Meteon, were entirely private pursuits. No one else we spoke with appeared to possess the Chief's depth of knowledge on the subject, and neither did we hear any tales of stolen research. Which means that if Hermes himself harbors no desire to bring down an apocalypse, then he might be recruited to help prevent one. Or so saith the illustrious Emmett Selk. According to your story, the 14 divined the connection between the celestial currents and the final days, but we were never able to pinpoint the root cause of the calamity. With our people's greatest minds, not to mention Hythlodius' sharp eyes, committed to the pursuit of a solution, such an outcome seems inconceivable. The only possible explanation is if the nature of the catalyst was so inexplicable that even we failed to perceive it. And what better fits that description than the invisible, intangible Dynamis? Which in turn leads us to our next question. How did Hermes, in his role as Fandaniel, not recognize the subject of his own research? We must assume that he either knew and was unable to help, or that he was otherwise prevented from identifying the cause in the first place. At this juncture, all we can do is speculate. To be clear, the Convocation does not tolerate acts of deception or malice. We are practiced at perceiving truth and would have known had Fandaniel lied to us. Hermes has no conscious wish for the world to end. Of that I am certain. It seems there is more to the tale after all. We conducted an investigation of our own, you see. How comforting. We seem to have reached the exact same conclusion. I see no reason to delay further. 'Tis time we brought Hermes into the fold, as it were. Thank you for your understanding. Save your thanks. I did not say I believed your ridiculous story. But as Emmett Selk, I have a duty to examine any potential threat to our existence, no matter how ludicrous or personally offensive I may find it. Hythlodius laughing. Hunger in the garden. I think the time for leisurely exploration is past. If I might have a moment to adjust my vision. There he is. On the next aisle over, Meteon is with him. Hermes appears to be in the midst of an observational study, but I suggest we hurry over before they venture elsewhere. Head straight down the path. We can teleport to Mesepsos Euros from the device at the bottom of the slope. Yeah, the more missions I complete before I actually get to the dungeon, the higher of a chance I'll level up by completing said dungeon. It appears to be the teleporter to Mesepsos Euros. Yep, let's proceed there. They are close by, within the Hungering Gardens. That would be the circular enclosure you see just up ahead. Well then, hero, make yourself useful and bring Hermes out here to us. If I were to go, he would assume I was only there to press him on the Fandaniel matter. Of all of us present, you stand the best chance at convincing him to put aside his work for the moment. But the creations in there are not exactly... Then again, perhaps Hero can handle them. He did survive a bout with Venat, after all. Off you go to find Hermes, but do be prepared to come to blows with the garden's denizens. The reason why it's called the Hungering Gardens. Lefty! I will not let you be turned into giant chocobo drumsticks. I think down there is actually a, oh, yeah, I remember these. Marble Marquee, ooh. Oh, I guess that was what I was supposed to do. Marble Marquise, huh? Hey, Lefty. Thank you for rejoining me. Alright, where the flub are you? That was a risk. Oops. I did not mean to try to shake it off. I didn't have anything to shake off. Probably get to run around. I still had my shake it off present. Sweet. Ah, they have worse breath. I like that. Guess I gotta keep fluttering by. You know what? I'm gonna kill you quickly. Well, I scoured the entire thing and I didn't see him. This is lame. I thought that was a person, but it turns out to be just a plant. Alright. Lefty. Let's try to see if we can't find this. I'm gonna end up killing every last bit of enemy in here. Getting kind of tired of this. Alright, Hefty. Give me 2 seconds and I'm gonna just look this up. Hunger in the garden. Alright. Well, apparently he's right here. Hero, what are you doing here? I thought you were keeping Hythlodius and Emmett Cell company. An important matter, and unrelated to my decision on Fandaniel, you say? Then yes, I will come as soon as my work here is finished. It will not be long, I promise, but you should really wait outside the garden with the others. This is no place for idle exploration. I would jump out and land, but I think that if I did that, I have a very high chance of getting into a combat as soon as I land, which would in turn kill me. Because the landing would drop me down to 1 HP, and then if I was immediately put into combat as soon as I did that, poof, I die. And I had to port back. I don't feel like doing that. You spoke with Hermes, then, and were briefly entangled with the denizens of the Hungering Gardens as well. I see, or should I say, smell. I cannot speak for certain Convocation members, but I for one am impressed with your fortitude. Well done indeed. Now that you've convinced Hermes to confer with us, let us pray that things will soon take a turn for the better. For as fascinating as it would be to meet the Emmett Selk who would recreate Amarot in the depths of the ocean, I think it best for all concerned if such tragic events never came to pass. Be it in our future or your past, assuming yours is not truly written in stone, I have hope that that is. Words without sound, I mean. Hermes said he would not be long, yes? Then we should wait here until he emerges. There's Hermes. And Meteon, too.
My apologies for keeping you waiting. I understand there is a matter you wish to discuss.
Aye. A matter of the utmost gravity, if one can suspend disbelief. Go on then. Tell him what you told us, who you are, and why you came.
The final days.
The phenomena observed during these star-encompassing calamities is likely the product of a dynamis reaction. And none is more versed in the applications of this energy than you, Hermes. I must stress that we do not believe you would desire such destruction. We come not to lodge accusations, but to beg your wisdom. And so, distressing though the exercise may be, I ask that you share with us your opinion on the matter, on the assumption that our visitor's tale is true.
Even you, Vana. As you say, the phenomena observed in the two calamities may both be attributed to Dynamis. Of note is the difference in its effect. In the first final days, it warped creation magics. In the second, it warped the people themselves. The key variable, I suspect, is the etheric density of the men of each age. As you know, ether, in essence, negates Dynamis. Harboring high concentrations of ether, we ancients cannot readily manipulate Dynamis, nor be manipulated by it. Therefore, rather than ourselves, the calamity affected our magics. In contrast, having been sundered, the people of the future are composed of but a fraction of our ether. Thus are they susceptible to the influence of Dynamis and its transformative potential. But that would explain only the mechanism, not the cause. Though perhaps...
What is it? Even should it be a hypothesis, we would hear it.
Dynamis is an energy put in motion by feelings. Feelings for which there must first exist a source. A source to which the victims must be attuned. One that harbors the selfsame negative emotions. Elsewise it could not be the agent of such extreme change.
So it wasn't the stagnation of the celestial currents. Someone, or something, is instigating the star's demise.
Dun dun dun.
So, we've a villain on our hands after all. Any idea who or what it could be?
The celestial currents comprise the outermost layer of the star's ether, encasing it like a protective sphere. According to your tale, it was where the currents were weakest that the phenomena first manifested. If the inciting factor came from without Aetheris, then its effects would first be seen in those locations.
Greetings. Can you hear me?
Uh-oh.
Do not be alarmed. I mean you no harm. I wish only to hear your words, share your feelings, know your thoughts. May we please be friends?
Meteon. What is it?
Executing scheduled task, suspending individual self and connecting to shared consciousness. Connection established. Commencing status report.
Steady, Meteon. Steady.
So scared. So lonely. The pain. It's too much. Why? Why do we... They hurt. Hate. This is wrong.
She's gone? But how?
She has altered her etheric density in order to blend in with her surroundings, an ability for avoiding confrontation.
Most effective. Frustratingly so. I can't see her either. Not even a trace.
Stay away. Please. This is wrong. My mistake. So please.
Are you all right?
I shook it off.
In your mind? No. We only heard her speak the instant before she vanished.
Of course. When communicating without words, Meteion also employs dynamis. That would explain why you were able to hear her, when we could not.
Then you are our best chance of finding her. Follow her voice and try to track her down. Hindered though we may be, let us split up and search as well.
Not a smart move. At best, we should have split up into two groups. Hermes heading one group and me heading the other, but yeah. Alright. Suspicious disturbance. You calm your mind, your senses questing for any hint of Meteion's presence. But you fail to hear her voice. She must be elsewhere. We're gonna go down. Something tells me she's down. Ah, there were Medusas down here. I'm glad I didn't land. Oh, it tells me to go up. Crud muffins. Aw, crap. I fell for the trap. I gotta find a way out. I was trying to see if there was a aether current down here right fast, but I guess no. Sorry folks, we're gonna have to take a little bit of a detour. I thought maybe I could just be like, hey, I'm gonna jump down here and skip to Milu, but that didn't work. Oops, I didn't mean to run into that lotus, but oh well. Alright, so now I need to find where to go. She wouldn't have went that way. Ah, suspicious disturbance. Of course, it's right next to monsters. Calm your mind, your sense is questing for any hint of Meteion's presence. But you fail to hear her voice, she must be elsewhere. This is probably where I was supposed to go, right here. Calming my mind, questing again. It seeps into my mind, our voices reporting. No, Hermes mustn't hear them. I have to run, to hide. Meteion's anguished voice grows distant as the source seems to flee down the slope. You strain to catch even the faintest whisper, but fail to hear Medion's voice. She must be elsewhere. You strain to catch even the faintest whisper, but fail to hear Medion's voice. She has to be elsewhere. It's all about hunting for sparkles. Should you go up this slope? There's a suspicious disturbance right here. Oh, found her. Greetings and salutations. Commencing report. Oh no, we can't tell them that. We must run far away. She's on the hill. Please, don't follow me. Medion's anguished voice fades as you sense her climbing to the top of the ridge. So I was right in a roundabout way. She did go into the cup, but unfortunately, I was wrong in the order. That's gonna pull. Nope. I like to be wrong occasionally. Scratching my elbow. Almost got me into combat. You're trying to catch even the faintest whisper, but fail to hear Medion's voice. She must be elsewhere. Lovely, we're doing this again. Come on, Lefty, let's find this. Let's find Medion. Doubt it that it's right next. That she's right next to Emmett Silk. Trying to catch even a faintest whisper. Nope, she's elsewhere. How did it come to this? Is this the reason we traveled to the stars? Why we sought out other life forms? Is this it? Is this the answer? No, it cannot be. It cannot be. Medion's anguished voice drifts away to the south. Forget it. You're not gonna get me. Can't catch me, I'm a gingerbread man. I'm gonna get like 7.6 million to get to the halfway point. I think she's up the hill. She's trying to catch, didn't find anything. I'm just gonna run straight up here. Oh yeah, if I remember correctly. No, she didn't up the hill. This way. water reminds me. Compiling report for dissemination to Hermes and all peoples of Aetheris. Processing expedition data. Preparing profiles on intelligent civilizations. Formulating answers to the question. Finalizing report. No, hero, you mustn't listen. It's wrong. It's all wrong. Medion's anguished voice flees towards the lake. Any sign of Medion? Panicked and confused, which will make it all the more difficult to predict her movements. Hermes, what do you make of this situation? The media are linked to a single mind, a shared consciousness which connects them across any distance. I suspect something has happened which disrupted its usual harmony. How might we access this shared consciousness of theirs? Much as you would approach any sentient being, directly. In the media's case, that means speaking with any incarnation, to any incarnation within physical reach. So unless we can track down the Medion we just lost, we have no means to communicate with them. No way of knowing what befell our sisters, no way to provide directions or guidance. And we had best set our musings aside and concentrate on how we might find her. I think Hermes understands where she's going. I could actually remove these. Because I can get my old glasses back. Ha ha ha! Oh my dear Medion, what did you witness out there that frightened you so? Why do you seek to keep it from us? How terrible could it possibly be? Oops. In the final days, Aether is twisted by the invasion of Dynamis from beyond the star. Its progress intensified by feelings of fear and despair and anguish. Nay, I like not the picture which emerges with these latest pieces. Follow, wander, stumble, listen. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Medion renders herself invisible by matching her etheric density to that of her surroundings, does she not? If so, could we not then disrupt her concealment with a surfeit of Aether? How much how Emmett Selk solidified your presence when first we met you. Don't be absurd. I can hardly channel Aether to a recipient whose whereabouts are hidden from me. Which is why we must all work together. Hero will continue to search in the same manner as before, but this time with you in tow. Once he ascertains Medion's likely location, you proceed to reveal our wayward familiar with a swift ethereal downpour. Very clever. And thankfully she has made herself easier to capture by fleeing toward Leth. Assuming she is made visible, it should prove no great feat to herd her into a corner. Then we have our plan. Hero and Emmett Selk will be our tracker and trapper respectively, while we others predict and obstruct Medion's avenues of escape. Emmett Selk and I will keep an eye on each other's Aether to help coordinate our efforts. Let us be about it. Well, it seems we are partners for the time being. Let us return to where we last saw Medion and pick up the trail from there. I will keep myself in a state of preparedness, ready to rain down Aether at a moment's notice, meaning it falls to you to keep the way clear. Emmett Selk is now accompanying you. Keep him at your side in order to proceed with quest objectives. You can leave Emmett Selk behind by entering a different area, or by speaking with him and selecting the option to part ways. If you wish to have Emmett Selk accompany you again, return to speak with him at the original location. Alright, keep up, buddy. My old new friend. You calm your mind, your senses questing for any hint of Medion's existence, or, you know, any bit of her. But you fail to hear her voice, she must be elsewhere. Nothing this way, we try another route then. Trying to see if I can't find any sparkles. Ah, so he doesn't jump with me, he just follows the land. Alright. Disappear for a little bit. Oh, actually I was supposed to go to a certain spot. My bad, folks, I wasn't paying attention. A remora, lovely. Can I get up this? Oh, crap, baskets. I might have to... Dang it! I don't want to have to port back and then ride all the way back. I might be able to get up this area. Yes, thank Gord. Pays to pay attention to your map. Calm your mind, sense question for a hint of Medion's presence. Why can't I fly? Are my functions being restricted? Hide, yes, I'll just have to hide, then where no one can find me. Medion's anguished voice heads towards the water's edge. She went into the lake, as if this wasn't tiresome enough. Well, at least that open expanse should make her easier to find. We won't lose her this time. Oh yeah, I could talk with them itself. Discuss the water's edge. We should be able to reach the bottom of this drop by climbing down the rocks at the water's edge. Do not even think of dragging me over the falls. Final days or no, if I end up drenched from head to toe, I swear I will feed you to a remora. Ugh, the indignation to drag my robe through the water. Hypodius better not breathe a word of this to Azim. Still, mild humiliation will be the least of our concerns if we fail to get our hands on Medion. We're going right over the falls, buddy. Splish splash, you took a bath. If anything, you should be able to use your magic to dry yourself off. Not here. I'm not here. Please. By that rock, is she? Very well. Ah. What? Why can't I hide? There's no need to run, Medion. We will hear your report, good or bad. I'm gonna tell her there's no need to run. Hero, what are you saying? Everything is so faint. I'm sorry, I'm not strong enough. Stay away, I'm begging you. Don't make me say it. It will break him, his poor fragile heart. Excuse me. Now we have a chance. Once the others are in position, the two of us can herd her into their midst. This is taking a lot of extra time in order to get In order to get ourselves into the next dungeon. Sheesh. It's getting mega annoying. Now I'm just gonna go around this way. You can try, but Lefty is way too fast for your slow behind. Is this naos not in use? It seems to have been left to the mercy of the elements. Either way, it bears no trace of Medion's essence. We move on. Keep after Medion. Helodius and I will coordinate our movements. I think I broke the halfway point. Nope. No, I didn't break the halfway point yet. I'm close, but no cigar. There, I see her. You're looking the wrong way, bro. Looks like she's running back into the lake. Ah. Ugh. There she goes.
Aha! Give chase. We shall herd her into the shelter.
Actually, now that I look more and more at the axe, I kind of like it a lot more.
Please, Mission. We must speak.
I'm sorry, Hermes. I'm so sorry. If someone can hear these words, then please... please protect them. Protect them all.
Individual self-suspended. Connection with shared consciousness stable. Our survey is complete. We shall now report our findings. All units safely arrived at their respective destinations. Seeking answers to Hermes' question, we attempted to make contact with the intelligent denizens of each star. Results are as follows, in order of numerical code. Enna. Traces of civilization found. Structures believed to have served as domiciles. No extant life forms detected. Dio. Ruined remnants of buildings scattered across star, surface of which is encased in ice. Presence of life could not be verified. Tria. Evidence of large population centers, akin to cities recovered. No extant life forms found, only their lingering essence. Tessera. Edifices surmised to be abandoned residences found. No extant life forms detected. Deadly plague or extreme environmental degradation likely to have led to mass extinction.
You noticing the pattern?
They are all dead.
Octo. Star found in state of violent conflict. Contact successfully made with inhabitants, but deployment of weapons of mass destruction resulted in total annihilation of local population shortly thereafter. Inea. Star is a barren desert. No identifiable flora found. Bones of living beings resembling men discovered beneath sands, but determination regarding their intelligence inconclusive.
Remind me, Hermes, what exactly was the question you entrusted to Meteion?
I tasked her with asking what others live for. What gives their lives meaning.
Did you consider what may happen if the premise of the question is flawed? To be able to answer it, one must be living and desire to continue doing so. But if Meteion finds no living beings in the course of her journey, or none who desire to live, what then? What answers would she derive from their silence?
Meteion, enough! Suspend your mission and return hither at once.
Decapente. Local civilization once flourished under auspices of higher power. Said power later laid waste to civilization in fit of rage. Upon revealing this to me, entity elected to self-terminate in lieu of providing answer to question. No other intelligent life forms found.
Turning a deaf ear, are we? We are taking Meteion back to Amarot. As I understand, we will need her if we are to bring back all of her sisters.
Yes. Meteion. It isn't right, is it? It isn't right to turn away from the answer. Even if the answer is pain. Even if we aberrations must scream ourselves hoarse to be heard. Aye. Whatever answers we find, I will not dismiss them out of hand. These words I said to you, and I will hold myself to them.
Ah, great.
What is the meaning of this?
You cannot take Meteon, not until she has finished her report. All else must wait.
You fool!
Almost there. Why, Hermes? Why could you not leave well enough alone? Will these answers assuage the pain you feel when a creation is returned to ether? Had you never cast your accursed question to the distant stars, you may have one day learned to be at peace upon this one. Here we go. Caging the messenger. Hermes has headed to Catissus. Considering the expansive dimensions of the place, even we may have a difficult time locating his ether. All I can say is that he entered from the rooftop and likely arrived at the uppermost point in the facility. So do we pursue him? Of course we pursue him. No matter what Hermes might be thinking, Meteon is a potential threat that needs to be brought under our control. The Convocation's duty to safeguard the star takes precedence over any personal stake in the matter. Venat, hero. Yep. It is clear we stand on a precipice, but we have yet to determine beyond a shadow of a doubt that Meteon is the hand which tips us over the edge. Nevertheless, if we are to learn the truth of the final days, we must give chase. And even if neither Hermes nor Meteon is ultimately responsible, we cannot leave them to suffer this torment alone. Agreed on all accounts. To Catissus Hyperborea we go. Oh, does it teleport me over there? Ah, crap baskets. That's what happened. My TV reset. So what we're gonna do... I have a little bit of a delay, so we're gonna try to head there. I have a very bad delay, actually. Waiting for my TV to reset. We're gonna go this way, I guess. I'm literally watching my, like a little screen, but delayed, so it doesn't work, so... Yeah, okay, good. It fixed. I went the wrong way. I overcorrected. Now I'm fixed, though. We're good. What have we here? Excuse me, has something happened inside Catissus? Mistress Venat, I'm so glad you're here. No one knows what prompted it, but the alarm was sounded and Catissus put into a state of alert. Procedure dictated that we evacuate immediately, and we have yet to investigate further. This is Hermes' doing, obviously. What does this state of alert entail exactly? A field of dampening magic was draped over the entire facility, usually in response to escaped entities and the like. Catissus scholars and observers are unaffected, but everything and everyone else is weakened to a fraction of their usual capabilities. And consider us forewarned. We do, however, have urgent business with Chief Hermes and must enter the premises regardless. That said, if Hermes is willing to enact such measures, I wonder what other obstacles he has set fit to drop in our path. With that enfeebling spell in place, we're not like to beat at our fighting best. And I was hardly an effective combatant to begin with. I have little to offer beyond my ethereal vision. And you'll put that talent of yours to good use. You were fairly skilled at spotting weaknesses, if I recall. Fairly skilled? Now you've gone and raised everyone's expectations. You'll need only make the most of your strengths, and I will fill in the gaps as required. I was once Azim, after all. 'Twas my job to rise to the occasion, be that as defender, aggressor, or healer. I feel better about my lack of prowess already. And you, Emmett Selk, can impress us with your arcane majesty. You lob potent spells as easily as breathing, but can also channel that power in a protective manner if you so choose, yes? Eh? Well, yes, should the situation call for it. Excellent. That should cover us on all fronts. Your tale led us here, heroes, so 'tis only right that you lead us now. No matter what lies ahead, we will win through to Hermes and Meteon. And then we will face the future together. Yep. Come on, unlock it. Yay! The Hyperborea is now accessible. And for this one, I can get those three on my team. But anyways, I gotta leave this here. Thank you all for watching. This has been part 153 of my live stream playthrough for Final Fantasy XIV. If you'd like to, go ahead and give me a thumbs up by hitting that like button. Subscribe to my channel if not a subscriber. Keep up with the content. Comment down below. Tell me what you think about the game and my gameplay. There's no spoilers, please. Next part, we do that dungeon and we continue the story. I'll be back on in a little bit. I just gotta go take a little bio break and get a snack. Anyways, see you then later.